What's your legacy? I'm Matt Gill, and welcome to another episode of Mornings with Matt. If there was a service today in your honor, what would people say at your celebration of life? Recently, I've been experiencing myself and know of a bunch of people who have been experiencing people that are going through the transition of passing away, of moving on. And it really started to get me to think about what's your legacy, or what's the legacy that I'm leaving here on the planet. For the very first time, I had to write a eulogy, and I'll be honest, writing the eulogy was not a real easy process to go through. I didn't even know what were the elements of a eulogy and what do you write. And so I decided to get the feedback of other family and friends who knew of my godmother who had passed, and get their feedback and who they were. And I was like, how do I pull who she was to them without having a direct conversation? And it made me think of 3 easy questions that when I asked them these questions to help me get answers for her, I sat back and really thought, what do I want my legacy to be for me? So if people were if I were to die today and they were to hold my celebration of life, like, what would people say about me? What would people remember the most about me? How did I show up for people? And it really got me thinking of, in each of the different moments that I'm showing up, whether it be via text or via phone call, like, am I truly being present with this person? Am I serving them the way that I want to? Am I spending the time with the family and friends that I want to spend the most amount of time with? And so I want you to think for just a moment, like, what's your legacy that you're leaving behind? And not necessarily the big legacy, but think about some of even the more intimate moments that you share with your friends or your family or the people that you care the most about, the people that you invest your time in with. What's the legacy that you're leaving behind? And so I figured it would be a great opportunity to just share with you guys the 3 questions that I asked the family. And you can ask yourself these questions, that if you were to answer them for yourself about you, which is going to be a little bit weird, I'll be honest. One of my coach, Lisa Nichols, sometimes when she does our VIP days, the very first exercises she does with people is have them write their eulogy. Here lies ... and really take a look at the legacy that they're leaving back. And so I'm going to give you the 3 questions that I asked them to answer, and I want you to answer these questions for yourself. Like, what would people say about you? So the first question is, if you were to describe ... in 2 or 3 words, what words would you use to describe them? So, for example, with my godmother, unconditional love, funny, supportive, caring, patient, considerate, were all just some of the words that kept coming up. Like, if people were to describe you, what would you want them to say about you? What words? This kind of goes back to being to your core values. I believe that if I were to go today, unconditional love would probably be one that people would use to describe me. Family-oriented would definitely be one, because I'm super close with my family. Funny, spontaneous would be other words. Like, what are the words that people would use to describe you? Now, there could be 2 parts to this. There could be what you want, and then what you are. And sometimes they may not be in alignment right now. And so this is going to give you the mark of, if what you want and what you are right now are in alignment, then great, let's make some changes so that way we can get to where you are to where you want. Does that make sense? Like, moving from here to there. But you got to understand first, where are you right now? And what do you want to create? What are you working towards? So what 2 or 3 words would you use, or do you want people to use to describe you? The second question is, what lesson did ... teach you? So one of the things that I learned from Connie was learning to have my own voice, learning to make my own decisions. Connie taught me how to not give up in the face of uncertainty. Connie taught me how to be faithful, even in the times when I didn't have all of the answers. What do you want your legacy to be? For people to say, Johnny taught me, or Patricia taught me, or Shaheem taught me, ... Like, what are the lessons that you want to leave behind? Third question, what quality of that person do you want to emulate or practice or be more present to in your life? So for Connie, she, for me, taught me how to be more present in the moment that you're in, and to be more grateful in that moment. And so I know I want to leave behind the moment that when I'm with somebody, I'm truly with them. I want you to ask yourself for a moment, like, what lessons do you want to leave behind? What ways do you want to people to remember you? What 2 or 3 words? So look at what you want, and then look at what they would say right now and see if they match. And if they do, great, you're on target. If not, what do you need to do to change that to get more to where you say you want to be or you want to leave behind? It's kind of a weird question to think about. What happens, like, when we leave this planet, like when we leave behind. I think about if there was an atomic bomb that were to just drop right now on the planet. What was the last conversations that I had with family or friends? What was the last thing I said to the people that I cared about? Did I close up some of the arguments and some of the disagreements? Did I leave the people that I love the most with their integrity intact? Did I say I love you enough? Like, mortality is just this really big, huge conversation that we take for granted many times, until all of a sudden we're forced and faced with the loss of somebody, or sometimes something that was the most important to us. So as you go through your week this week, I want you to think for a moment, like, what's your legacy? What are you leaving behind? What are the conversations that people are going to remember? But not also thinking about what you did or who you were. How did you make people feel? How did you make people feel when they interacted with you? Super, super important question. So listen, what I love about this show is it's our place for us to have a dialogue and to have this conversation. So leave a comment below and let me know. What do you want people to remember you by? What legacy do you want to leave behind? And are you right on track, or do you have some work to do to get there? Listen, what I love is that this is our safe place. This is our place for you to share your journey, me to share my journey, and for us to share our journey, to grow, to learn, but most importantly, to celebrate each other. And so I can't wait to read your comments as the birds are going right by. It kind of scared me. To read your comments and to see your dialogue and to have this conversation with you. So listen, I'm your brother in this journey, and I celebrate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. If there was a service, sorry, I'm a bug in my eye. Recently I have been, I really have. Okay, that's it. We'll hold off for the baby. Holding for the crying baby. That's the way I feel at the end of a Friday afternoon. Okay.